Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, the Bon Bon V, aka the Good Life. It's your girl Nuri, and I am back again with yet another video. First of all, I just want to say, if you are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Okay, the topic of today's video, I'm going to be talking about people to stay away from. Who are the people that you need to stay away from? But why should you subscribe? Okay, so I'm going to talk about my personal experiences and the types of people that I experience that I'm like, okay, if I see these traits in people, I need to stay away from. But I do Bible studies every Tuesday at 6 p.m. EST, or 6 to 6:30 p.m. EST. And this week, usually the past couple of days or past couple of weeks, I've been talking about the book of Proverbs, but this time I'm going to pivot and I'm going to talk about Second Timothy chapter 3 verse 1 to 5. So that is the Bible study that we're going to be talking about this Tuesday. So please get into it so that we can continue this conversation that we're going to have today. We're going to continue it based on specifically the types of people that the Bible says that we need to stay away from. So that is 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1 to 5. So anyways, so let's talk about today's video. Today's video is about who are the types of people that you need to stay away from. And I'm talking about people that will completely derail you, ruin your life potentially, and these are based on my personal experience. These are things that I have seen in business relationships, in dating relationships, in friendships. These are things that I've experienced personally. These are things that I have seen other people experience as well. So let's get to it. So the first type of person, that you should stay away from, or the first type of person to stay away from is someone that makes you rush to make a decision. So Proverbs 19 verse 2 says, also that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good, and he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. So if you rush to do things, you're sinning. James 1 verse 4 says, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire without wanting nothing. I have experienced at least 3 times, yes, at least 3 times in business where I have been scammed. Because I had to make a decision hastily. Where they say, hurry up and sign up, because if you don't sign up now, you're gonna pay more. Or hurry up and do these deal with me, because we need to hurry up and make the decision right now, because if we don't hurry up and make the decision, we're gonna lose this deal. These are the ways of the devil. The devil tries to rush you. The devil tries to rush you without you having the opportunity to think about the decision that you're about to make. The devil wants you to feel like there is no other way to get this outcome if you don't go my way. And with doing that, you hurry up. You pay thousands of dollars. I'm laughing because listen, we all make mistakes. Pay thousands and thousands of dollars for something that you should have, when you really think back on it, you're like, why did I make that decision? Why did I jump into this? Even with trading, I trade once in a while. Even with trading, when I see something that looks so good, right, and I see the market is moving in a direction that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so good, I try to jump into it. And as soon as I jump into it, it literally goes the opposite direction. It literally, and one thing I would say about life, if you trade, if any of you are traders, if you trade, it's like life. It's like it's teaching you about life. You can't just jump into things because it looks good. You have to wait it out. You have to think about it. You have to make a good judgment by being patient and looking at things in a very objective way before you make a decision to jump into it and commit to something with your money. Okay. So, another way is they want to control your life without giving you an option. Now, I don't have a Bible verse on this, but I can tell you that God does not want to control your life without giving you an option. We all have willpower. I mean, free will. We all have the gift of free will. And God gives us free will to choose which direction we want. However, the devil does not give you that option. Once you give the devil that door and you give him a footstool, he will devour. He will force you to make a decision. He will force you to go in his direction. That is essentially what the devil does. There are times where you get forced to do something either by coercion. Somebody tells you that there's no other way for you to do this thing. You have to do it my way or the highway. And it's like, no, I don't have to do it your way or the highway. And so let me give you an example. And I don't want to get into deep with my personal life. But I was in business with somebody that wanted, so basically I had business with this person. The business was ongoing. However, the person that I was doing the business with, I just chose to not work with them anymore. However, the business that we had was still ongoing. And this person tried to threaten me with this business that we had that was ongoing and told me that it's either I follow their way or I lose this business. And the crazy thing is, when I told this person that, you know what, at first I was going to fight it and say, this is I have the right to deal with this business. But then I just said, you know what, I prefer my peace of mind over money, over this business. So you know what, you can take this business. You can have it. It's fine. Even though I put in a lot of work for this, a lot more work than you did, I am more than willing to let this go because my peace of mind matters a lot more than the money that I'm going to gain from this business. And once the person saw that I didn't really care, they flipped it around and were like, oh, I just want to make sure that, but it's just manipulation tactics. And manipulation is, I didn't have it written down on here, but that's like the number one thing. If somebody manipulates you, wants to manipulate you, wants to control your life, they are not of God. God does not manipulate. Listen, the Bible says that manipulation is as a form of witchcraft. It's a sin. Manipulating people, you are essentially trying to get them to do something against their will if they knew better. Like you're making them do something against their will, essentially, because if they know, or they had other choice, if they had a choice and you give them a choice, they will choose however they want to choose. And because you want things to work in your favor, you're manipulating the situation for it to work in your favor, sometimes against their own, against them, right? So anyone that wants to manipulate you, anyone that wants to control your life without giving you a choice, without giving you the option to decide whether or not you want to go a different way, that person definitely, absolutely is not from God, okay? So somebody that wastes your time. That's the third type of person to stay away from, is a person that likes to waste your time. Listen, people will test the waters. They want to see how much you are willing to give, how much time and effort of yourself you're willing to give. I'm going to tell you a story about somebody. They're probably going to watch this video right now. But somebody that I know, they were looking for a job. They've been looking for a job for months. And this job opportunity came about to them, and it said, we're paying this much, and this is we're paying this much. This is it's going to be remote, and this is all that we need for you to do. Next thing you know, they schedule an interview. The interview time comes, the interview time passes. They didn't respond. They didn't send any email that we're not going to be able to make it, nothing like that. And then after the interview time comes, then they send them an email saying, hey, sorry for this. We're going to have to reschedule for another time. Now, anyone that has other options would say, listen, this is highly unprofessional. I'm not willing to do business with somebody that does not value my time. However, when you know that you really have been looking for a job for months at a time, and you're desperate, your mind kind of doesn't think about the fact that they wasted your time, doesn't think about the fact that they are playing with your time, that they don't respect your time. It thinks about the fact that, okay, I need this job, let me just take whatever I can. So they know that. And so they literally did all that, wasted his time, and then at the end of it all, did like 3 rounds of interviews for hours. I mean, the interviews were like hours. Then comes to the end, they give him the job offer saying that we are paying this much, which is like $20,000 less than what they offered initially. They said that it's not going to be remote, it's going to be hybrid, and the job, that the description is a little bit more than what was initially advertised. So they did all of these things, wasted his time, and saw that he didn't value his own time. And because of that, they realized that this guy really wants this job, and they didn't care. They lowballed him, and that's not from God. God, first of all, God does not waste his time on anything. Everything that God does is very strategic. Everything that happens in life, all of the experiences that you have, even when you think that it's delayed, it's not. God has his time for everything. God does things at his own time, and it always is the right time. It's the best time. And when somebody comes to waste your time, even with dating, it's another good example. When you think about with dating, somebody that, let's say you are a man and you want to plan a date with somebody, but the person just keeps leading you on. They keep telling you, hey, listen, I'm busy this week, I'm busy next week, or this time doesn't work for me, but all they want to do is talk on the phone. All they want to do is text you. They're wasting your time. They have no interest in dating. Let them go. Stay away from these type of people. These people are called time wasters. They will waste your time and have no remorse for it. They enjoy the attention. Stop giving it to them. These are people that are energy vampires. They like to take. If you give them any attention, they love the attention. They'll take it from you. If you're giving them money, they love the money. They'll take it from you. These people will continuously take and take and take and take. So yeah, stay away from these people. Another group of people that you need to stay away from are people that flatter. Oh man. People that flatter. A man who flatters his neighbors spreads a net for his feet. That's Proverbs 29 verse 5. I will not show partiality to any man or use flattery toward any person, for I do not know how to flatter. Else my maker will soon take me away. That's Job 32 verse 21 to 22. For there is no truth in their mouth, their innermost self is destruction. Their throat is an open grave. They flatter with their tongue. Psalm 5 verse 9. Let me tell you something. I remember this girl, and she was so pressed to be my friend, and I didn't understand why. I didn't know who she was. She was just a friend of a friend. And when she would always see me, she would say, "Oh, you look so fit. You're so pretty. You know, you're doing so well for yourself. Oh my gosh, you're just so awesome." And I didn't know this girl from anywhere, but and I didn't really care to be her friend either. That was the part that was just so funny to me. I didn't care to be her friend. And then finally she was just so obsessed that I was like, okay, you know, this girl really wants to be my friend. She seems like a pretty decent person. Why not? Let's hang out. And so ever since I allowed her into my life, it was always like I would tell her stuff. Like we would always all the relationship was a very interesting one. All we did was go to brunch once or twice a month, catch up. And the catch up is always usually like me telling them about what I had going on in my life. And then that would be it. Then we'll just, okay, bye, nice to see you. You know, we'll catch up again next month. It wasn't a very there was no substance to that relationship. It was very surface level. And eventually it turned to a place where she made she made this statement because I didn't want to do something that she wanted to do, and she said I thought I was better than her. I thought I was better than her, or you know, and trust me, I try to do things to not let people feel like, you know, they're lesser than. I really try to do things to honestly something that I was that I know that I'm no longer doing anymore is that I used to try to dim my light to make people feel better about themselves. So when she made that statement, I was like, I don't know. I didn't, thankfully I know myself. I'm very self-aware. So when she made that statement, I was like, you know, I don't know if this is this really how you feel. And so she the reason why she did that, let me even rewind. When I allowed her into my life, she started doing things where it was almost like she wanted me to fight for her friendship. And she would like have events and have things and try to get me to want to be like, hey, you're going to invite me? Hey, we're going to do this thing together? Oh, you know, that's how she wanted our relationship to be. Mind you, it started off with her trying to be my friend, but then once I allowed her in, she tried to flip it around. Thankfully, I was self-aware and I was very I was very observant of the things that were happening. So when I saw that happening, I just kind of fell back and I was like, okay, well, you know, you're cool, but I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to be living my life trying to get you to like me, you know? And then that was where she was saying that I think that I'm better than her, which didn't make any sense. But long story short, that was one. Even with business, I had somebody that would tell me, oh yeah, you are such a hard worker. You are just great at doing this and you're just awesome. And, you know, not as I'm saying this now, I realize that's a form of like, love bombing. That's a narcissistic trait, right? It's like love bombing. And this person would always say like, yeah, you know, you're just a great person to work with and you have this and this trait and just awesome. And, you know, it made me feel good. Like, yes, you know, thank you so much for, you know, appreciating the efforts that I put in. But then it flipped around and it became, oh, you know, you don't do this and you don't do that. And it's like, I didn't do anything different. I didn't change anything. But it was almost like they needed me to fight for their, yeah, that definitely is love bombing. That is definitely love bombing. Now that I really think about it, wow, you know, it's so funny when you think about it, when you've experienced narcissistic friendships and relationships, and now you can pinpoint and recognize what things really are. Because I didn't see it as that. I just thought it was weird. You know, like, why would you do this? Why would you say this? Why would you treat me like this? But then I realized, like, yeah, it is. Even with business, right? It is love bombing. And so the person would just say things and do things to try to get me to win their affection back, like, you know, their the attention they were giving me when I first started. And it was just kind of like, yeah, I gotta go. And like I said, I'm very self-aware, so I recognize these things as they're happening. And one of the reasons why I'm so aware of these things is because of the experiences that I've had in the past, and seeing that, you know, okay, I had friends that did this before and then they switched up. And then I'm seeing it happening in business, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. You're doing exactly the same thing that my friends did. And then I see it happening in relationships, and I'm like, okay, I see this same thing happening. You know what I'm saying? So you recognize these things. It's easy to catch, and it's easy for you to be like, okay, I see what's happening. Let me take myself out of the situation. Another person that you definitely need to stay away from is somebody that has jealousy. If you can sense jealousy within them and they don't know how to praise your success, stay away from them. James 3 verse 16 says, "For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder in every vile practice." Proverbs 6 verse 34 says, "Jealousy makes a man rage. He'll show no mercy on his day of revenge." Acts 13 verse 45 says, "When the Jews saw the crowds, they were overcome with jealousy. They argued against Paul, against what Paul was saying, by slandering him." When somebody is jealous of you, friends, enemies, anyone, they will always find a way to bring you down. Always, because they are jealous. When somebody is jealous of you, it's like they feel like they can't have the thing that you have. And basically they have this mentality of like lack mentality, where they feel like there's something that you have and they can't have it. Why are you the one that gets to have something like that? Like and when somebody is jealous, like what I just read, they will slander you behind your back, in front of you. They will try to tarnish your image. They will do anything to bring you down. They could do and undo. They could, you know, stay away from jealous people. I'm telling you, once you sense jealousy, and if you are not good at reading body language, I promise you, please go on YouTube, do anything you can to search how to tell if somebody's jealous of you. It's very simple. You can see it in the body language. If you tell them something good, like great news about something that you've achieved, you see like a twinge of like hurt in their face. Like it's kind of like I don't know how to explain. It's like a hurt look that they give, and it's very quick. It's not like a long lasting thing. It's a very short and quick reaction that they give, and then they switch it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. Oh my gosh, it's like awesome. They are jealous of you. If they don't know how to celebrate your wins, your accomplishments. I had friends on the day of my birthday literally made other plans with other people on my birthday. You know, they don't know how to, you know, you let them know like, hey, you know, I just got this new job, and they're not happy for you. You know, even with jealousy also comes in a way like people are trying to copy you. You don't see it, but when somebody tries to copy you, copy every single thing that you do, they are trying to be you. They're not even trying to be like you. They're trying to be you because they want what you have. Stay away from these people. I'm telling you. There's nothing you can do about jealousy. You can't make them like you. You can't make them be unjealous of you. They are jealous of you. They will stay jealous of you. That's just how it is. It's unfortunate, but listen, all you can do is pray for them. But you can't be their friend. You cannot be their friend. Trust and believe. You're asking for downfall. Stay away from people that are unreliable and they're liars. Trusting an unreliable person in a difficult time is like a rotting tooth or a faltering foot. That's Proverbs 25 verse 19. Unreliable people who cannot be trusted. Proverbs 2 verse 15. So it's saying you can't trust people that are unreliable. If somebody tells you, hey, I'm going to call you at 5 p.m. And then they don't call you at all. They don't text you. Hey, I'm so sorry I couldn't call you. They don't text you the next day. Hey, I'm so sorry I fell asleep. They don't, or when you reach out to them or you talk to them, they don't even address the fact that they said they were going to call you at 5 p.m. They don't address any of that. These people are unreliable. These people are liars. If somebody tells you, I'm going to do this thing for you, and they keep your hopes up, they get you so excited, and then you bring it up to them and they tell you, I never said that. Or that, first of all, that's gaslighting. But or maybe they didn't mean what they said, and so they forgot that they even said it. Stay away from these people. You don't want to be around people that you can't even trust, you can't even rely on to do the most basic things that you want them to do. Stay away from liars. They lie so much they don't even know how to trust themselves. And another thing is, it can rub off on you. Stay away from untrustworthy people. I don't know if I even need an example. I can't really think of one right now, but I don't know if I really need an example to like drill that into you to get you to understand that unreliable people are just kind of like one of the worst people that you need to allow in your life. It's like you can't even trust what they say. You can't trust if you need them for something and they say, yes, I'll help you. You can't even trust that they will help you. You know what I mean? Like, you always have to find a plan B, knowing that it's a possibility that they would not come through for you when you need them. That is not a friendship. They choose their own time when they want to help you. Okay? And the last but not least, the person that you need to stay away from is someone that is always blaming you for something that they did. Wow. Okay, that's another narcissistic trait. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 5 says, love is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not irritable, and does not keep a record of wrongs. If somebody is keeping record of wrongs, trying to say that you did something, the reason why I did this is because you did this thing 10 years ago, because you did this thing 5 years ago, that is not an example of somebody that you need to be friends with. I mean, I don't really know if I need to dig in and tell you why you shouldn't be friends with somebody that blames you for something that they did, or that just always looks for someone to blame for something. They don't know how to take accountability for their own actions. They're always looking for someone to blame. Oh, the reason why I'm not educated is because my mom told me not to go to school, and when I was in high school, and I'm 35 years old right now, I had all these other opportunities to go to school, but I chose not to because my mom told me not to do it when I was 18 years old. So I blame my mom for why I didn't go to school. Or the reason why I'm single right now is because all women are liars and they don't know how to be honest. I don't know. The reason why I don't know how to cook is because my mom didn't teach me how to cook, and I am 50 years old right now and I never learned how to cook because my mom didn't teach me. Those are excuses. These are people that don't know how to take accountability. They're never wrong about anything. They will find a way to, eventually they will find a way to blame you for something that they did. People that don't know how to take accountability, that means they don't even know how to take criticism. They are going to be stuck in that little loop that they're in. They're going to be stuck in that loop because they don't know how to take criticism. Therefore, they don't know how to get better. They don't know how to be better. They don't know how to take accountability for their own actions. Even if things happen in your life that's bad. It's unfortunate. But now you're at a point in your life where you can change that. You can fix that. You can't blame the past for something that happened many, many years ago, or something that you can actually fix, you know? But anyway, I want to count how many that I just said, because I didn't write out how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. I didn't even say that's not even the last one. Someone that lacks empathy. Somebody that lacks empathy. Listen, if you are friends with somebody that does not have any empathy for you, and I'm not saying like someone, because not everyone knows how to console people when they're sad or down, but somebody that like that, if you say, oh, you know, my father passed and I don't know how to handle it, and they look at you like, okay, so when are we going to go to brunch? Like, when is the next time that we're like, they don't care. They don't like stop and say, okay, you know, I'm so sorry for your loss. Like, I'm really sorry that you're going through this. I hope everything is good. Like, they don't have to know how to console you. Not everyone knows how to console, but recognizing that this is not the right moment to talk about going to brunch. This is not the right moment to talk about when are we going to get our nails done. You know what I mean? Like, I had a business partner, or I was doing business with somebody that I mentioned a death in the family, and they didn't care. It was like, okay, yeah, so what is the next thing we're going to do? And I didn't let it get to me until I saw that they were living selfishly and they were doing things in a selfish way. They didn't care about, they didn't have integrity. It was just very selfish because they didn't have any empathy. They didn't care about other people's feelings, about anything else but theirs. Be careful of those people. And I would say to stay away from these people. So, okay, so now let me count how many that I talked about, and I could say in the title, 5 ways or 5 types of people to stay away from. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so I talked about people that rush you to make a decision. That's one. People that want to control your life without giving you an option. People that waste your time and your energy. People that always flatter. They start off with flattery. People that lack empathy, and people that are jealous. So that's 6. Oh, and 7. Liars and people that are unreliable. 8. Blaming you for something that they did. Okay, so 8. 8 types of people to stay far, far away from, you guys. These are the types of people that will bring you nothing but strife, cause you to question yourself, cause you to hate life, or, you know, maybe get people to be jaded. Stay far away from these people. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this far. Please stay tuned for our Bible study on Tuesday, which is tomorrow at 6:30 EST. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you. And remember, God loves you even more. Bye.